Hello fellow pilots, welcome back to Aeronexus, where we are diving today into lesson 9 of the FS Academy Interceptor program, focusing on partial panel failures. As to no surprise, the plane still is able to fly even though your instruments will fail, but it's a bit of an unusual picture and might distract you. Let's dive directly into the mission. If you like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and see you after this flight.
So far, we've been operating a fully serviceable aeroplane. But a crucial skill to possess is the ability to remain in control in the event of an instrumentation failure. In terms of instrument flying, the scenarios most relevant to us are failures to the systems which supply our instruments. There are broadly three sources that drive our cockpit instruments: electrical, pressure, and vacuum. The electrical system drives many of our aircraft systems, such as the lights, radio, and flaps. The turn coordinator is supplied by the DC electrical system, as specified on the face of the dial. If electrical power were to be lost, the wings of the white aircraft symbol at the centre of the turn coordinator will return to wings level, and a red flag will be displayed. As we know our rate 1 bank angle, and use the attitude indicator to set it, a loss of the turn coordinator is only a minor failure. Of course, the liquid of our balance indicator is unaffected and remains operational. Some of our instruments are supplied with air pressure, provided from the outside via two intakes, the pitot tube and static port. The altimeter, VSI and airspeed indicator are supplied with static pressure, which is the outside air pressure. The ASI is unique in that it is also supplied by the pitot tube, which receives the pressure of the oncoming airflow for the ASI to display as our indicated airspeed. In the case of a pitot blockage, the ASI is starved of this oncoming airflow and will display a 0 indication. By maintaining our attitude targets and a suitable power setting, we can be confident that we are flying a safe airspeed. Use standard power and attitude settings as usual and make a left turn to heading 125 and see how our airspeed remains around our expected 90 knots.
Okay, turning left, heading 125. We see no airspeed, and also bank indicator is not working. But look at the artificial horizon right now. (135) we level off.
Now let's unblock the pitot and reveal our airspeed. We have around 90 knots on our ASI, as we hoped. Now let's look at the static system. The static port supplies our instruments with the outside air pressure. This drives the altimeter, VSI, and also supplies the ASI to help correct for altitude. Should the static port become blocked, we would lose altitude information, which is critical to safe flight. Set full power and start a standard climb.
Oh, full power set.
See how our altimeter remains frozen at the value it had when the failure occurred, and the VSI shows 0. Our ASI also does not correct for altitude, so it becomes inaccurate. Most aircraft have a selectable alternative source for static air, but this Cessna 152 does not have that option. Instead, we can smash the glass of the VSI to allow cabin air into the static system via the VSI itself. We see our altimeter comes back to life. We will no longer have a VSI, but this was a worthwhile sacrifice. When using the alternate static source, we do suffer some loss in accuracy, as the pressure is taken from a less ideal location on the aircraft, usually from somewhere within the cabin. With no VSI, we can no longer use our 10% of vertical speed anticipation method for levelling off at an altitude. Instead, we can revert to a more simplistic method of beginning our level off with 50 feet to go, which is what we would normally expect for this aircraft. Climb to 4,500 feet, starting to lower the nose to the horizon with 50 feet to go, as usual.
I'm passing 4,000.
Keep your pitch attitude set at 7.5 degrees as usual.
Not 50 feet to go before leveling off.
Now smoothly set the straight and level attitude. Build the speed back up to 90 knots and then set cruise power.
20 knots set, cruise power 2,300.
Normally we would aim for a 0 VS on the VSI, but as this instrument is not available, simply set the straight and level pitch attitude. We have so far seen the effects of a loss of our turn coordinator, ASI, altimeter and VSI. The other source to our instrumentation on this type of light aircraft is the vacuum system. A vacuum pump provides suction which powers the gyroscopes that drive the AI and the heading indicator. Should this suction become too low, the gyroscopes would topple and the AI and heading indicator would become unreliable, slowly drifting away from a correct indication. See the suction indication displayed on a small indicator located beside the AI. We will fail the vacuum pump now. Watch for a drop in suction. Note that the suction has now fallen. This means that the AI and the heading indicator gyroscopes will begin to slow. Of particular importance is to note how we do not lose AI indications immediately. There is a red failure flag on the AI, but this only appears once the gyro has begun to topple significantly. So the first clue of a suction loss may be only a slightly toppled AI, showing a pitch or bank change of just a few degrees, which could be difficult to detect right away. Trying to keep a failed AI appearing straight and level can easily cause a large and dangerous bank and pitch input. This would cause large and confusing direction and altitude changes, leaving you unsure which instruments to trust. Remember these points and look to the suction indicator if doubt starts to arise. The heading indicator is also supplied by a suction-driven gyroscope. Rather than rotating to a misleading heading, it will simply stop responding and will remain frozen on its previous value. We replace our heading indicator with our magnetic compass, which we will look at in the next lesson. See how your altitudes drifted, It's more difficult to maintain altitude without a VSI, but you can pay extra attention to your altimeter to compensate. Excellently flown. You are progressing really well. Nicely done.
Okay, well, that was only a B for an excellent mission, so I guess it's because of the loss of altitude at the end. I will see you in mission 10, where we continue the partial pendule failures part 2. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment. Did you ever have partial pendule failure in real life? Actually, I certainly had. Not too crazy, but the artificial horizon failed. The vacuum system actually failed. But it was under VFR, so there's no real problem flying the plane when you can look out of the window, compared to IMC conditions where you don't see potentially any horizon in front of you. So leave a comment, like and subscribe if you found the video helpful, and see you next time.